Oh, that, my friends, is the Atlantic Ocean. Welcome back to Record-ology. Daytona Beach, so beautiful, so thankful to be here. What a way to start out the new year, first day of 2024. And just thought we'd take a drive. And I guarantee you January 1st in Colorado doesn't look like this. It's perfect out. It's like 68 degrees, beach weather. You can drive on the beach. I'm gonna look this way. You can see some cars up there. We drove down on the beach, found a good spot, and it's just gorgeous. A little cold to get in the water. Anyway, today I wanted to share with you the records that I got for Christmas. Now, if you watched our live from the other day, you will know that because we were traveling over the holidays, went to Houston, went to Denver, that we didn't open presents on Christmas Day, or like presents to each other. So there were some things, including some viewer mail, that was saved until we got back. Just opened it yesterday. So had kind of a late Christmas, doing things a little differently, but that's okay. And I wanted to share with you the records, a CD, and even a couple of tapes I got. You're not going to want to miss this. First of all, I don't know if you saw our very recent live we did just a couple of nights ago. If not, it's posted. You can go back and watch that. I did it, I think, on the 30th of December. It was our last show of last year. And in that show, I talked about what we did over the holiday. We went to Houston and we went to Denver. When I was in Denver, I stopped by one of my favorite record shops, picked up some records, which I carried on the plane back because there's not really a good way to pack them safely. But I was happy to do so because I got some gems for some great prices. It was Vinyl Valhalla, and it was really cool what I found. This is my favorite record that I found there. This is the soundtrack to the 50s movie Houseboat, starring Cary Grant, Sophia Loren. And if you like the genre of beautiful music, and if you like that kind of swingy 50s and 60s, easy listening, big band infused vibe, you would do yourself a very good favor to get this record because it's fantastic. It's a Columbia release. It's in great condition. When I got back home, this was the first record I put on. I'd been away from the records and the record player for over a week. I don't know how I managed, but this was the first one I put on. I listened to it like all day. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I listened to this thing all day. I got it for $3, but it was half off day, and I got it for $1.50. Absolutely phenomenal. The next record picked up was this Patsy Cline record. Now, as I said in the show the other night, I've got just about everything when it comes to the Patsy Cline catalog, certainly all the main titles. So right now I'm just kind of picking up odds and ends, things to complete the collection. This is one of them. I had seen this out there for a period of time in the marketplace and thought if I ever come across it, I would pick it up, which I did. This is on Wrangler Records, and it was a 1962 release, so she was still alive when this was released. And I am unfamiliar of the licensing agreement with Wrangler Records, but this is a bit of an impulse buy, targeted kind of deal, because if you look carefully, you're like, oh yeah, it's a Patsy Cline album, but you'll look on here and you'll see there's only 3 songs by Patsy Cline, and the rest are by Texas Tyler, Hank Locklin, and others. So it's kind of and it says right on there. I mean, it's if you took 5 seconds to read, but I'm an impulsive person, and I saw Patsy Cline, new album I don't have, and $2. This one was not on sale. I don't know. This is like an ugly piece of wood in the middle. Strange artwork, but at this point, I'm kind of collecting variants and just kind of odds and ends, like I said. So this was a fun one to pick up. Next up, It's a Mad World. This is a movie that my dad raised me on. We watched this one on VHS tape together so many times. And this one I want to take out of here. This is $8. I got it half off, so $4. This has a beautiful gatefold presentation. Everybody in Hollywood was in this movie. This is just a partial list up here. Mickey Rooney, Phil Silvers, Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle. The Three Stooges were in here. Jack Benny had a cameo. There's some of the cameo appearances. So it really was a who's who of Hollywood. And there you can see the director behind the lens. and the listing there. So this was a super cool one to find. It's on an original United Artist sleeve. It's a paper sleeve, and these all need, I need to do this massive spin cleaning operation. I'm overdue for that. You'll see in a minute why. I just got so many records that need the intake done on them. But this, I'm going to keep this, even though I'll put the record in a better sleeve. This is just so cool and kind of trippy looking that I couldn't pass that up. So when I found this, I was like, yes, this is a very, very cool find. It's just the score to the movie, but that's a very good thing. And next up, we've got an Elvis record. And not just an Elvis record, but this is from his 60s era movie soundtracks. And I love this era. Elvis himself stated that he wasn't as proud of his movie music as he was of other stuff. For me personally, I think this is some of the funnest, most entertaining music to listen to. And you really can't go wrong with any of these. The price was phenomenal. If you are an Elvis collector or listener, you'll instantly notice that $6 for an Elvis soundtrack album is not bad. Usually these soundtrack albums sell from anywhere from $15 to $30 in good playable condition. This is a mono edition, but even that still, it's got, you know, pretty clean artwork. The record is in good condition. So $6, and because this qualified, it was a half off deal. So love the colorful artwork. This is Kissin' Cousins, and obviously this is an HMV or RCA license agreement with MGM. So cool record, couldn't pass that up. So those were the 4 records that I purchased for myself during our trip. However, they are far from being the only records acquired or albums acquired over the last few days because of Christmas. I want to talk about a couple of channel gifts. These next couple items were provided by different viewers, and I just want to say, you know who you are, and I've reached out and thanked them directly. But during the month before his live, we did a discussion about the Merry Christmas versions that were released. The Bing Crosby Merry Christmas album, sort of a classic, not sort of, very much a classic. And I mentioned that I didn't have the 8-track, and somebody's like, you know what, I've got the 8-track, I'll send it to you. Not only did he do that, but it's fully restored. So it's got new pads, it's got new splice, everything. So it's good to go for another, 50 years or so, however old this is. And it looks like a fairly early variant here. I'm not 100%. I could look it up on Discogs, I know. But if I had to, hazard a guess, I would say that this is probably early 70s issue. And let's see here. Yeah, it's got kind of the RCA tab style shell, even though it is a Decca release. So again, thank you so much for this. I will be listening to this. And yes, I'll be listening all year because I'm like that. I like my Christmas music. Okay, next up, from another viewer, I received a package. And actually, it's funny because I was going to do a video in December unboxing some viewer mail. And I filmed the intro, I filmed the unboxing or the unwrapping of the package. And then I see it's wrapped in Christmas paper with a note saying, don't open till Christmas. So I was like, oh man. So I was good. I didn't unwrap the Christmas paper. I left it under the tree. It was the first gift under the tree and one of the last opened. But what a surprise to find this. He also included in there a couple other things, a letter, actually a very nice Christmas card, which we have on display here in our home, as well as a mixtape of Christmas music he does every year. And he's been providing me all of those, which I treasure, because he knows I listen to Christmas music all year long. This is a box set I didn't know existed. It's one of those famous, wonderful RCA-made Reader's Digest pleasure-programmed box sets. Remembering the 50s and 60s, this is right up my alley. I love all of these artists. This is exactly the kind of music that I like, and they're in these tabbed sleeves. And this looks like it's in pretty much unlistened to condition. If you like music that's available in these Reader's Digest sets, of which there are hundreds to choose from, I can tell you that they are so high quality. They sound so good. Such an incredible gift, which I very, very much appreciate. And then I look underneath the box set and I see this, and my jaw hits the floor. For the Glenn Miller collector, you know what you're looking at here. This is a very, very desirable set. This is LPM 6100. This kind of dates back to those padded envelope, not box sets, but albums of the 50s. And this is a great one because it's 50 songs that were never released by Glenn Miller and his orchestra. And it's got a letter in there from Helen Miller, Glenn's wife. And what makes this so special, besides the fact it was a gift from one of you guys, and that always makes it special, is the quality of this presentation, the book that is included, spiral bound at the beginning of this. And another introduction. And then there are, I believe, let's see, there's 3 discs, and they are the, top of the line RCA Victor Black Label specials. Just absolutely gorgeous in this padded, presentation worthy album. So just what an incredible, look at the artwork. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? It's so evocative. There's Glenn saying, "Come on, you're late." So cool. Such a blessing. So thank you so much to everybody who sent something. I want to talk now about a couple of bonus items here. These 2 tapes I also bought in Denver. I had them off to the side, didn't think about it. These are like $1 or $2 a piece. It's Patsy Cline, 20 golden hits. I have this on CD. I can always use another Patsy Cline tape, so why not pick it up? Yeah. And this cool Fred Astaire. You may not think of Fred Astaire as a singer, but he is and was a fantastic one at that. I love his singing voice, and I love these songs. So lots of great 30s and 40s era music there, and some 50s and 60s country music here. Okay, next up, a gift from a very good friend, one of my best friends in the UK, shipped this to me, and this is the Criterion Collection DVD of the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night film, directed by Richard Lester, and including, I've never seen this before, director-approved DVD special features. If you are unfamiliar with the Criterion Collection, you can see the branding down there. What they've done is take classic films and put them into like these kind of minimalistic black and white presentations where it's like for the film student, for people that really enjoy consuming film as an artistic medium, and they're less like commercial. Like you're not going to see this on the shelf at Walmart. In fact, the only place I've seen it in person is at Barnes and Noble. So they have like this Criterion Collection, and this is like the premium quality. I mean, this is going to have the best, restoration for visual and sound. This is 1964 mono stereo 5.1, 175 to 1 aspect ratio. And I am so excited. Still shrink wrapped because it's new and I haven't had a chance to open it yet. So I'm very, very excited to do that. So my friend, you know how you are. Thank you. You couldn't have picked a better gift for me. This is incredible. Next up, I got some records from my daughter and her husband and my grandkids. And they really know me because they got some stuff that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I wanted this. And the first one that they picked up was this awesome Partridge Family Christmas card. Now, the Partridge Family records, we did a show about that some time ago. I've got another one. And when I, saw people's reaction to this, I kind of did a little bit of research. And it turns out that the Christmas card one was pretty desirable. So it's been on the list. And this is quintessential sort of 60s and 70s, Americana. Shirley Jones, David Cassidy. We got the whole family autographs reproduced, and that's amazing. It's on Bell Records. Not often that you see the Bell record label, and let's take a look at it. It's a cool looking label. I think that's fantastic. The record is in great condition. It just needs a quick dusting, but that was like super cool. So that's a really good find. Equally good is this Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli live at the London Palladium. And I have Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli, her daughter, live at Carnegie Hall. And this is a perfect complement to that. And it is a gatefold presentation. And I love this music. And next, I also love to collect show tunes, musical theater records. Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I. This is a classic, an absolute classic. I have the DVD somewhere. I need to watch it. But the soundtrack, this is, a fantastic, fantastic album, and I cannot wait to give it a listen. So this is a great addition to the collection. Next up, knowing that I love Christmas music year-round, we have Hallmark presents Joy to the World, the music of Christmas. And this is shrink wrapped, and it's got some amazing, it's got, an interesting collection of singers. We got Placido Domingo, obviously, operatic singer. His son, Placido Domingo Jr., the London Symphony Orchestra, the London Voices. And this is truly an album of operatic Christmas music. What an interesting collection. Still shrink wrapped, and brand spanking new. Next up, Sia's Christmas album. And this is one that I have learned to love so much over the last couple of years, especially. My wife and I really bond on this music. We both love it so much. And if you haven't heard it and you're like, what are you talking about? Just look up Snowman by Sia, S-I-A, and you will see what I mean. It's incredible, an instant classic. So my wife wanted to buy the vinyl record for me for Christmas, and she started looking for it a long time ago, and it was sold out. That's how popular it is. This album is not even new. It's like 2 or 3 years old, and it had already sold out again this year. So she got the CD, which is perfect because I love CDs the same, if not more, than vinyl records. So I was very excited to get a new CD. And this is a deluxe edition. So these first 10 tracks are the album. Tracks 11 through 20 are all bonus tracks. So this is super, super cool. And the disc is in my changer. That's why it's not in here. I've been listening to it. This folds out to a poster of similar art to the cover. And that is not Sia. And you may or may not know this about Sia. She doesn't want to be famous. She wants to be successful. So she doesn't put her face on her own albums. This is actually one of the dancers from the TV show Dance Moms, which they were friends. And I think that this particular dance girl danced on TV to some of Sia's music. Anyway, she adorns the cover, not Sia herself. And finally, the final record of Christmas. This incredible double album set, shrink wrapped, and we're going to open it together right now. Disney 100, 2 LPs on silver colored vinyl. What does that look like? And it is full of everything from Steamboat Willie to, Mickey Mouse Fan Club to Chim Chim Cheree from Mary Poppins, Little Mermaid, all the way up to Frozen, Moana, and even Turning Red, one of the latest Pixar films. And let me tell you something. I love Disney stuff. I'm a Disney fanatic. I go there frequently, and I was so excited to get this. What a surprise. Now, for those of you that are in the Disney you are in the circle of Disney fandom, you will know that Walt Disney World just got done celebrating its 50th anniversary, and there was 50th merch everywhere, and there still is to some extent. And then a couple of months ago, that all changed to 100th merch, and people are wondering, how could you go from celebrating the 50th anniversary to your 100th anniversary in the matter of weeks? What happened? Now, it is true that Disney has its, celebrations last more than a year. Usually they're 18-month celebrations. But even still, with that taken into consideration, we definitely didn't let that go by for 50 years. What happens is the first one that I mentioned, the 50th, was actually celebrating Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. And right now, Disney is celebrating the 100th, which is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. So that's the difference there. Okay, big reveal. Wow, this thing is just what a beautiful presentation. Look at this. Black ink on this mirrored rainbow surface. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So much good music. Just recently on the plane to Houston, saw Coco for the first time. So I'm excited to have Remember Me, Ernesto de la Cruz edition. Colors of the Wind, one of my absolute favorites. We don't talk about Bruno from Encanto. The Tiki Room, It's a Small World. I like that ride. Oodalali from Robin Hood. The Mickey Mouse March. Saludos Amigos. It's got it all. What does a silver record look like? We're about to find out. Oh, cool. This is so cool looking. I have never seen a record look like this. Wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's got sort of a marbled kind of metallic look to it. Silver. Yeah, it's silver. I mean, that's If you were to make silver vinyl, it would look like this, and it does look like this. That is very cool. It's got a raised hub. Feels about like 140 gram pressing, and I cannot wait to give it a listen. I'm sure it sounds great as well. Flip side label is the same. This iconic Disney 100th artwork. That's great. I'm excited. I got a lot of listening to do. First, I've got some spin cleaning to do, and then I've got some listening to do. This will keep me busy for some time. As I said at the outset, I want to hear from you right now in the comments. What records did you get, if any, for Christmas? And if you didn't get any, which ones are you looking to get next? All right, my friends, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are making it a beautiful day wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for being there as always. Happy record hunting, and we'll see you next time.